Hello and welcome back to part number 2. Now we are starting our descent here down to Budapest airport, and we would set our airspeed here for our main descent, and then I can adjust our throttles here, and I feel that's a very smart way of descending because I can set it for idle power and then descend very rapidly. And a nice thing about the MD-80 is that, from what I heard, there is no other aircraft that actually can extend the speed brakes as much in flight as the MD-80 is able to. And now that I have been flying in this particular aircraft in reality, I also know, and those that have been flying that aircraft here would know how effective those speed brakes actually are. It is really effective. You can really feel it in the whole aircraft when it's activated, and it makes it a lot effective way of getting the aircraft to slow down, like we're doing right now. And we are in a turn here. The reason the aircraft was descending down towards 30,000 feet was that the aircraft has climbed a bit, basically due to the fuel burn and such, but our calculation as such was from 30,000 feet, and that's what we wanted to reach, so that's why we was flying as we were, because right now, as you can see, according to our flight plan, we are actually flying over the runway, and then it's a bit difficult to maybe illustrate here, but you can see it how we actually get to the runway by flying in over it and then round. But it's not necessarily like in reality that we are going to fly the complete route in for the runway, just part of it. And something you should also be aware of is that at the moment here in Hungarian and this area particularly, there are reported thunderstorms or thunder activity, so we might expect some bumpy weather here, and that's basically how it is at the moment here in Budapest. And now I have to get ready here for our approach. I just have to make sure I want free left, yes. I want to move the aircraft. I want to set up the ILS. Let's try. It's funny, I can only that's a bit annoying when I don't have the main charts for the airport. Let's see if there is any help to. Yeah, we got it there. That's a nice thing there. When you get to the in a reference page and you are in a descent, it would actually notify you about like the Airbus, the frequency for that runway. So now we should be careful because we should slow down here as we get down to 10,000 feet. So we are ready for that at the moment to decelerate down to 240. No problem as such, as we are leveling off. The course is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. So let's set that up. 120 degrees and 109. Sorry. 09. 15. 15. There we go. Then it should actually be set for our main approach here. So that's good. That we got it set. And another thing about the MD-8 is that it has this config here that you actually should set for the flaps and for the weight. Now I don't got the particular gross weight or CG. Because then you should use this in order to set it up. You can see it's takeoff and such, and pretty unique for the aircraft, you can say. That's a thing I didn't mention for the beginning of the flight, and I really apologize for that, because it's an important part of the particular aircraft as such, because it's not something you might be used to from other aircraft as such. As well as this flaps degree that you can select. From what I mean that I have heard, it is if you need a specific flap setting, you can more customize it in here, so you can more fine-tune it than in most other aircraft of a newer date. Okay, and now we are down in rainy weather and slow down, and now we are going to descend further down towards Budapest airport. So let's get the aircraft slowed down. And another feature here is that the heading there is a heading select and heading hold mode as well, as far as I remember for it. So the aircraft actually has a lot of features, but you need to know how to use them of the particular aircraft. Sorry. You really have to understand how to operate the aircraft as such, in order to be able to make use of the aircraft and get the best out of it. So that's something to be aware of if you're new to the MD-80 series and such. Because the aircraft is a very unique aircraft and very powerful aircraft as well. You've got a lot of features in the aircraft as such that you might not know about if you don't explore the whole aircraft, and you might be missing out some of the nice feature of the particular aircraft, because it is really a nice aircraft, even though it's an old school aircraft. So that's basically it. Sadly, we don't got windshield or rain effects in this particular aircraft. It's sad, but that's how it is. Apologize. Now I have to be cautious here. So let's get the speed brakes in. There we go. So we don't get through that altitude too quick. And we are slowing down here to get in for our landing. I will switch off the auto throttle so we don't start getting over speed again, as we need to slow down here in order to get the aircraft configured for our main landing here, even though we are in the fog here. There is the ILS mode. You can see that is now active, and we are pretty much below the glide slope, and that's pretty much fine, because we need to get this airspeed drop, as right now we are flying like a rocket. But I really feel that with the modes in this particular aircraft, it is a bit easier to actually get the aircraft slowed down as such, because you got this effective spoilers, speed brakes. As you can see, it really drops that airspeed quite fast, so we can really drop our speed very quickly. That can also be a difficult task, because you have to be careful that you don't get the aircraft to a too low airspeed, because now we are in clouds, and you might not see that much, so you might not be aware of your airspeed, but it is working by the different autopilot modes that we actually have in the aircraft. Now I can see, and we won't say a glitch, but it's not that nice that the autopilot panel is dimmed like this, because right now I actually can't see my main airspeed other than looking down on the airspeed indicator here. Um, so yeah, there are some nice shiny things and such in Explain and all that, but sometimes it feels a bit overdone. And that's it. Now we are going to get the landing gear down. You can see the airspeed is not dropping as expected, so we use speed brakes even though it isn't recommended as such. And now I am going to take manual control over the aircraft. Here we go. Got nice visual of the runway here. So I'm just gonna take us down here towards the runway. And get the aircraft configured for our landing here. Whoops, here we go. There we go. And here we go. Just have to be careful here about the balloony effect here. And there we go. Got down safely on the runway here. It was an okay landing, I guess, even though it wasn't the best, but we got down on the ground here. Going to make use of my brakes here. Doesn't look like we would stop, but we are actually stopping now and taxiing off the first taxiway here. And moving to our co-pilot seat, so we have a better visual of the particular taxiway here, and we can switch off the strobe lights, landing floodlights, wing lights. It's okay. There we go. And we have arrived here at Budapest. Yeah, that's basically it. I would have to get the aircraft to a stop over here by what's supposed to be the terminal, even though our airport is stock airport, but that is how it is. Not that nice weather compared to what we left off in, but nevertheless, I'm a bit surprised that we actually don't see the thunder as such, because from what I could see by the official sites, there are recorded several lightning strikes over the whole Hungarian area and some of the countries leading up to and besides and such. So, but nevertheless, that didn't happen, and that's how it is. We are just down safely here on the ground, and that's nice. One thing I forgot. Didn't I forget that? No, I didn't have it right set according to the weather program. Our QNH was set correctly. I wasn't sure if it hadn't been changed, but it had. But okay, we have arrived, and we can, if I didn't have problems with my mouse here, go. What I wanted to do was to get some APU power running here, so that we got some electricity when we first get to the gate. There we go. And we're just going to park over here, as there isn't much to see here in the airport of Budapest, as it's the stock airport. So let's go to the exterior here, and you can see how it's raining. But you don't feel that in the aircraft, because it basically don't have the rain effects on the windshield, whereas you have seen in other add-ons it is represented and looks very, very realistic and nice. Or if you don't feel it's realistic, well, then it gives a nice visual experience, you can say. But we are just going to park here. And there we go. Parking brake is set, and we can jump inside the cockpit again and get these aircraft shut down. And we are just going to do it this way. And one really nice cool feature here is the flickering. You can see that the system's like it's when it's switching from one power source to another, you can actually see that it is doing what it is. Okay, let's toggle the GPU. There we go. External power. GPU can come on, but we can turn on the exterior power as well, just so we can get this aircraft ready for the shutdown status. But we are not going to do all that. I'm just going to demonstrate a bit of the features, but first off, let's get the position lights. Can stay on, but the other light should be off. There we go. What I wanted to show was the forward door and the stair. It looks very nice when that's actually is all opened up. There we go. Let's see, the aircraft did not toggle the forward stair. There we go. Looks very nice indeed. And now you can see the ground power units there. There we go. Not sure if any of you as such have seen it, but it looks very funny if you see when they test the deployment of the emergency exit of the tail, because it's actually gonna throw off part of the tail in order to do so. That looks a bit weird. And then you can also say, how could that actually be when the aircraft is sealed? That it is just like pulling a lever and it would shoot off the tail. Not the tail as such, but the main part, so it can activate the emergency slide. But there you have it. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.